Colossians 1:16-17. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities. All things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Have you ever heard someone say something like, "It must be true, it's mathematically proven"? People often make grandiose claims about the role of mathematics in the human experience. Let's take some time to analyze math and its relation to truth, and then see if we can come up with a more coherent claim about the role of truth. Euclid formalized mathematical proofs 2,000 years ago. He started with basic assumptions and built up a system through logic and reason. Euclid's approach is still the primary mode for exploring mathematics today. What do we mean by basic assumptions? Euclid reasons that we need to start somewhere, because definitions eventually become circular. So he decided to define terms such as point and line, and then start with 5 axioms, self-evident truths that manipulate his definitions. Here are the postulates. 1. A straight line segment can be drawn joining any 2 points. 2. Any straight line segment can be extended indefinitely to form a straight line. 3. Given any line segment, a circle can be drawn using the segment as the radius with one endpoint as the center. 4. All right angles are congruent. 5. If a straight line falling on 2 lines make the interior angles on the same side less than 2 right angles, the 2 straight lines, if produced indefinitely, meet on that side on which are the angles less than the 2 right angles. From axioms such as these, Euclid was able to develop much of mathematics as you might understand it. And the beautiful thing is, these statements agree with our observations of the world around us. These axioms may be unprovable, but since we can observe these ideas in nature, they seem to be self-evident truths. Mathematics is built upon this foundation, and all subsequent results, therefore, are true if they are proved using sound logic and reason. But what if the foundation is faulty? Euclid's axioms assume a flat surface, and our world appears to be flat, does it not? Yet we know the Earth's surface is curved. Consider this: you're standing on the Earth's equator. You walk straight to the North Pole, turn 90 degrees, walk straight back down to the equator, turn 90 degrees again, and walk back to where you started. We just traced a triangle of 270 degrees. How is this possible? Don't triangles always and forever only add up to 180 degrees? Did we just break math? Now it seems that we have found a case where Euclid's geometry doesn't work. It turns out that we've stumbled upon a geometry that is independent of flat surface geometry. These geometries are mutually exclusive. Both geometries are true, but they do not overlap or agree with each other. Now this is a trivial example, but it does illustrate that mathematics is not an all-encompassing guide to all of the universe's mysteries. Every mathematical system is limited in scope. While mathematics is a useful tool in what seems like every facet of life, it is still limited. Math, while powerful, only describes a part of creation. We often admire its apparent correspondence to reality, but as we just saw, we base our trust in mathematics on assumed truths. Its trustworthiness is based on a foundation that is easily shifted. You might argue that it is just a case for finding the right set of axioms to rest mathematics on. Mathematicians have tried, but Kurt Gödel threw a wrench into that machine. In short, he showed that no complex mathematical system can capture all the axioms. There will always be another statement that is true but not provable. Previously, we listed Euclid's 5 axioms, but we saw that they fell short in describing curved surfaces. So imagine we came up with a few more axioms to fix this problem. That's like the little Dutch boy sticking his finger in the dike. The more we develop mathematics, we will always find that there is another axiom needed. As described in the book Mathematics Through the Eyes of Faith, the Bible represents truth in a way that is not so easily shifted. When we develop a relationship with someone, we come to trust them and believe what they say based on their reliability. Their truthfulness is directly related to their reliability. As we've shown from the examples above, human beings and their creations are limited. As Christians, we develop a relationship with Jesus and come to trust and believe what he has to say. Christ says of himself, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." From John 14, verse 6. By means of this statement, he is declaring that he is God. He is infinite and has revealed himself in the flesh. The significance is this: Jesus is the one who has infinite knowledge, and what he reveals is utterly trustworthy and reliable. Jesus becomes someone who we completely rely upon. The more we trust in him, the more he proves himself to be true. Our foundation is no longer so easily shifted. We get another description of this idea from Paul in Colossians. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers, or rulers or authorities. All things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Colossians 1, 16 and 17. Mathematics is powerful, but it is limited. Mathematics may hold powerful truths, but it does not contain the truth. When we confuse math as the truth, we risk creating an idol and worshipping something which God created instead of him. Only when we learn about the wonders of math in relation to Jesus Christ can we understand the truth which math, and ultimately all our learning, reveals through him.